Welcome to ICT applications. Today I will be discussing about input devices. In the previous lesson, we discussed about the computer, its basic components and different types of computers. Now, in this lesson, we will discuss about input devices. So after completing this lesson, you will be able to understand different types of input devices. Also, you will be able to list input devices, describe input devices. If you think of the processor or the central processing unit as the brain of the computer, then input devices can be considered as sensory organs like eyes, ears, or fingers. You will interact with the computer through input devices. These devices allow you to enter data and commands or instructions into the computer. Input devices are the hardware used to provide input to the computer to translate words, sounds, images, and actions which people understand into symbols that the system unit can process. For data processing, you need to provide data and instructions to a computer system. These data and instructions can take three forms: language form, non-language form, both language and non-language form together. We can consider language form as oral symbolic and written symbolic. Here, written symbolic form can be further divided as character-based and numeric-based. Non-language form can be both image and sound patterns like music. Then, language and non-language form together can be considered as video, sound, and animations. In this way, with different input devices, you can input different data and instructions. We can categorize input devices to 5 categories as follows: text input, for example, keyboard, OCR, then pointing device, mouse, touch screen, pen, gaming, for example, joystick. Then we can consider image or video input, for example, scanner, digital camera, webcam, digitizing tablet. Finally, we can consider audio input, for example, microphone, digital audio player. So let's consider different types of input devices one by one. Keyboard. It was one of the first peripheral devices to be used with the computer and the primary input device to enter text and numbers. Keyboards are used to convert numbers, letters, and special characters that people understand into electrical signals. These signals are sent to the processor or the CPU. Then the CPU will process it. Also, it is possible to give commands to the computer using the keyboard. For example, the keyboard is used to type a command like Control plus Alt and Delete together to invoke Task Manager, switch users, lock machine, etc. in a Microsoft Windows system. A keyboard can be connected to the computer system using USB for a wired keyboard or Bluetooth for wireless keyboard. There are many different styles of keyboards. They can vary in size, shape, and feel. However, keys in most of the keyboards are laid out in a common way. The standard keyboard layout is shown here. We call this as IBM compatible keyboard. IBM compatible refers to any PC based on the first PC made by IBM. Today, most of the computers except Mac computers are IBM compatible. In the next slide, let's try to understand different types of keys available in the keyboard. Keys in the keyboard are grouped as follows: alphanumeric keys, modifier keys, numeric keypad, function keys, cursor movement keys, and special purpose keys. Let's go through them one by one. Alphanumeric keys. This arrangement is known as QWERTY. QWERTY layout, as first 6 keys on the top row are Q, W, E, R, T, and Y. This includes letters, numbers, and 4 other keys. They are Tab, Caps Lock, Backspace, and Enter keys. Modifier keys. Shift, Alternate, and Control keys are called as modifier keys. They are called as modifier keys as they modify the input of other keys. These keys will rarely perform any function when such a key is pressed alone. Shift key is used to capitalize letters and enter symbols such as the ones found above the numeric key. For example, if you press the J key, you input a lowercase j. But if you hold down the Shift key while you press the J key, then you will input uppercase J. Alternate key is used to alter the function of other press keys. For example, Alt plus Tab switches between the currently open windows, while just pressing Tab key will advance the cursor to the next tab stop. When the Control key is pressed along with another key, we can perform special operations. For instance, Control plus C will be used as a shortcut key for copying a file, directory, or highlighted text in a document. Numeric keypad located on the right side of the keyboard. It looks like a calculator's keypad with its 10 digits and mathematical operators like plus, minus, multiplication, and division. Also, it includes numlock key that forces numeric keys to input numbers. When the numlock is deactivated, numeric keypad performs cursor movement control and other functions. Function keys. They are F1, F2, F3 likewise. These keys are arranged in a row along the top of the keyboard. This allows user to input commands. Most IBM compatible keyboards have 12 function keys. Function keys can be used along with modifier keys to do more things. Based on the type of program you are using, the purpose of function keys differ. For example, in most programs, F1 is the help key. Cursor movement keys. They let you move around the screen without using a mouse. It includes home, end, page up, page down, and arrow keys to move the insertion point up or down a single line or left or right one character space. The special purpose keys. They are escape, print screen, scroll lock, pause, delete, insert, start for with the Windows logo, and shortcut, which has an image of a menu. Also, recently, internet and multimedia controls are also included to the keyboard. Now, let's move on to mouse. Mouse is the most common pointing device in a computer. Mouse is a small handheld device that can move around on a flat surface to control the pointer. When the mouse is rolled across the surface of the desk, the cursor moves to a corresponding distance on the screen. A mouse can have one or more buttons which are used to select command options and to control information presented on the screen. It is used to make freehand sketches or to select items from menus on a screen. Mainly, a mouse is used for clicking, double-clicking, dragging, and right-clicking. There are different variants of mouse. First one we can consider is trackball. It works like an upside-down mouse. You rest your index finger or thumb on an exposed ball, then place your other fingers on the button. Here you can see a trackball. Then the next one is trackpad or touchpad. It translates the motion and the position of a user's finger to a relative position shown on the computer monitor. Pointing stick. It rotates the mouse pointer by directing the stick using the finger. In this image, you can see the red dot, which is the pointing stick of a laptop. These devices are used in laptop computers and personal digital assistants too. In addition to keyboard and mouse, there are many other input devices. So let's go through them also. Scanner. This is used to reproduce text or images. Scanners record the light and dark area as well as color of the scanned document. After scanning a document, it is possible to display it on the screen and print or store it for later use. There are two types of scanners, flatbed scanner and portable scanner. The flatbed scanner acts like a photocopy machine. The document has to be placed on the glass surface of the scanner and the scanner records the document. So here you can see an image of a flatbed scanner. Then other than that, there are portable scanners, a handheld device that can be used to slide across the image, making direct contact. Even there are some mobile applications that you can use as scanners. There are also 3D scanners. A 3D scanner is an input device that creates a 3D model of the object scanned. Scanning can be achieved by using laser, light, or radio waves, or even by using X-rays. This is an example image for a 3D scanner. Now, let's move on to OCR, or Optical Character Reader. This device recognizes and converts printed text to computer-compatible files to store in a computer's memory. A scanned text image will be translated into text that user can edit using an OCR software. Here, in this image, the process is illustrated where you have an image. It is going to be converted by using OCR software to a text file that can be edited through the computer. OMR, or Optical Mark Reader. The OMR is type of input device that optically scans the paper and identifies the mark created using a pen or pencil. This is widely used in marking MCQ questions. As shown in this image, the user has marked the answers using a pen or pencil. Then these scripts are fed into the optical mark reader, and it will identify the answers that the user has marked, and accordingly it will give the marks as correct or wrong to get the total marks. Barcode reader. This is another popular input device. We can call this as barcode scanner too. It is used to read barcodes. Barcodes are data written as dark and light lines printed on various items for labeling details. So here you can see an example of a barcode. The barcode reader scans the barcode image using light, which is then reflected and translated into analog signals. The signals are then found into alphanumeric values to be stored in a computer connected to the barcode reader. Next, we can move on to digital pen or smart pen. It captures the handwriting or brush strokes of a user and converts handwritten information into digital data. Then we have digitizing tablet. With this device, it is possible to convert a sketch or a figure into a form that can be processed by a computer. Typically, the digitizing tablets have a flat surface and a writing device. So as the user moves the writing device across the surface, the digitizing device records the movement as a series of points and sends them to the computer. Next, we have touch screen. It allows the user to place a fingertip directly on the computer screen. There are sensors on the screen surface to detect the touch of a finger. They are usually used to select from a menu of choices. For example, we can consider ATM machines, public information kiosks, and point of sales. Moving on to gaming side. Joystick. You can see an image of the joystick here. It allows the user to fly or drive through a game directing a vehicle or character. Racing game controller is a variant of the joystick that is used by racing gamers. Gamepad is also another game controller device. It is a small flat device with two sets of controls as shown in this image. Microphone. This is an important input device to record speech. Also, it makes PC useful for audio and video conferencing. The sound card inside the computer translates the audio signal, that is analog signal, from the microphone to digital codes that the computer can process and store. Digital camera. These are portable handheld devices that capture still images and videos. Then the user can copy the information to a PC. Then PC video camera. It is specially used in video conferencing. Webcam is a type of video camera that can sit on top of PC monitor or on a stand so the user can capture images or videos of himself or herself while working at the computer. Biometric devices. Biometric devices are used to input a person's scan data based on biological characteristics like facial structures, fingerprints, or eye corners. Especially, these devices are used in biometric authentication. They are used to control access to physical buildings and rooms, also to control access to digital resources like computer and smartphone. In those devices, they have the feature to recognize face and fingerprint, and thereby it will allow to unlock the device. Next, we have motion capture device. They are used to detect human movement and send them as input to the computer. They are mostly used in advanced gaming setups where it will allow players to play a game by moving their body, or in 3D animations and in robotics. Here you can see an example where motion capturing devices are used when filming. This is the example from Avatar movie from 2009. QR code scanner is another commonly used input that we can take for computer. So, what is QR code? QR code stands for Quick Response Code. It is a 2D barcode. Also, it is a computer-generated pattern capable of holding simple data like URL address, contact information, calendar entries, and product details. Here, you can see an image of a QR code. If you have installed a QR code scanner in your mobile machine, you can take a photo of this one and see what it refers to. So this data is accessed when the QR code is read by a QR code scanner. For example, QR codes are used in packaging, promotional materials, and warehouses. When the user needs to get more details, they can scan the QR code and get detailed description. Also, this is commonly used in contact tracing during COVID-19 pandemic. Now, we have come to the end of the lesson. So, you must do this activity now. You are spending a lot of time in front of the computer, maybe for your studies or for your work. Ergonomic computers are well-designed devices that contribute to efficiency and comfort while using them. As we know, keyboard and mouse are the most regularly used input devices. So now you have to identify the ergonomic aspects of keyboard and mouse. To summarize what we have studied during this lesson, in this lesson we discussed about different types of input devices. There are different types of input devices which can be classified as text, pointer, gaming, image or video, and audio input devices. And we can consider keyboard and mouse are the two main input devices used in a computer system. Next, we will discuss about output devices. Thank you.